out. Say
The gentleman is not in order. There'll be order in the House.
Madam Speaker, I came here tonight prepared to talk about the place I represent and how well the Democratic and Republican county officials ran our election. I wanted to point out that in my home county of Allegheny County, in the place they were counting the votes, there were 31 video cameras, 31 in the same place, just showing people counting votes, every single one of them on paper with representatives from both campaigns watching. I wanted to point out to all these great lovers and supporters of the Pennsylvania legislature that it was the Republican Pennsylvania legislature that passed a Republican bill that they all voted for and supported that set up the system under which we just ran the election, and that the reason the president lost was because he was not as popular as other Republicans in our state. He got fewer votes than all of them. I wanted to lay out all this evidence, Madam Speaker, because I thought it was a sign of respect for my colleagues, for all the Americans out there who don't know who to trust. I was raised on that. I was raised on that respect, which makes this a hard speech for me to give. Because to do this with any kind of honesty means admitting and declaring in this House that these objections don't deserve an ounce of respect. Not an ounce. A woman died out there tonight, and you're making these objections. Let's be clear about what happened in this chamber today. Invaders came in for the first time since the War of 1812. They desecrated these halls and this chamber and practically every inch of ground where we work. And for the most part, they walked in here free. A lot of them walked out free. And there wasn't a person watching at home who didn't know why that was, because of the way that they look.
House will be in order.
My point, Madam Speaker, is this. Enough has been done here today already to try to strip this Congress of its dignity. And these objectors don't need to do any more. We know that that attack today, it didn't materialize out of nowhere. It was inspired by lies, the same lies that you're hearing in this room tonight. And the members who are repeating those lies should be ashamed of themselves. Their constituents should be ashamed of them. And we know what's going to happen as soon as I walk away, what's happened all night tonight, what will continue to happen. They will take these same symbols, these same concepts, they'll smuggle them into their arguments, they'll make the same arguments. And I want people at home, anyone who is still watching, to know these arguments are not for them, they're for you. None of the evidence we wanted to discuss here tonight will change their opinions or what they're about to say. But you need to know that's not the end. It's not as if there's nothing we can do because of that, and if there was, I don't think this nation would have made it to almost 250 years. The fact is, Madam Speaker, the fact is that at the end of the day, people...
The gentleman will say his point of order.
Yes, ma'am. Point of order, the gentleman said that there were lies on this floor here today, looking over this direction. I ask that those words be taken down. We may have a disagreement on matters, but...
Mr. Mann, it's not timely.
This side of the aisle liars.
No, the gentleman's name was not timely. You didn't register an appropriate time. The gentleman will proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the fact is that at the end of the day...
Yeah, look, you
it's
say
sad, but
that
it's
about
true.
me every single day. So
The truth hurts.
Hold your tongue. The gentleman will proceed.
It hurts.
Okay.
It hurts them. It hurts this country. It hurts all of us. But the fact is that the people have made this country work by not giving in. Go ahead, shout it out. Say
The
one
gentleman
thing that's
is
true.
not in order. The gentleman will proceed. The gentleman will proceed.
One last thing to say, Madam Speaker, and I thank you for your patience. All people need to know, all they need to know tonight, Madam Speaker,
there'll be order in the House. There'll be order in the House. There'll be order in the House. The gentleman will clear this chamber. The gentleman will clear the chamber. Gentleman will proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The truth hurts. But the fact is this. We want this government to work more than they want it to fail. And after everything that's happened today, we want that more than ever. Know that, the people watching at home. We want this government to work. We will make it work. They will not make it fail. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield back.
Thank you, John.
We're in! We're in! Derek Evans is in the Capitol! Trump! Trump! Woo!
The fact that someone lost their life today, that blood is on Donald Trump's hands and every Republican congressperson that is supporting this. People came into this Capitol building, broke windows and all of that, came in, went into Congress members' offices, all in an attempt to attack our democracy. That life, that woman's life, no matter who she was, no matter what side she was on, her life is gone. There has to be consequences. And so that's why we introduced a resolution to say so. Those Republican members of Congress must go. It was a group of white people that were saying, "Don't tread on me," with Confederate flags and Blue Lives Matter flags out there, standing up for Donald Trump. That is the reason why. Let's call it what it is. It's white supremacy, supporting white supremacy in this country. And we will not sit by and sit back and allow that to continue. Had this been a protest for Black lives, we wouldn't have gotten as far as going up the steps to the Capitol. We wouldn't have gotten that far. There would have been a police lineup before we even started. There would have been riot gear from the initial moment. There would have been riot gear. There would have been batons. You would have seen this with the batons. You would have seen this with the shields. From the beginning, there would have been tear gas deployed. There would have been rubber bullets. If we would have gotten as far as those people did today, we would have been shot. I'm built for it. Like this is what we came here for. This is why we came to Congress. I have stood before tanks, real bullets and rubber bullets, dogs on many occasions. I've been followed. I've been hit with vehicles. I've been shot at multiple times. I've had my life in danger many times. I've had not only death threats, but death attempts. I've been injured physically. There is absolutely nothing about today that made me fear for my life. I just felt sad for the people. Trash. He is absolute trash. He is despicable. I would even go so far as calling him a reprobate mind. But you know what? His days are numbered. You want to call them very special. You want to say that you love them and they just stormed the castle. Now, the thing is, if protesters supporting Black Lives Matter, if we come and if we were to do that exact same thing at the White House, would you love us too? Would you love us? Would you call us very special? Oh no! You got gates and it'll be gates and dogs and bars and batons and all kinds of stuff coming our way. So let's not be hypocritical, Mr. President. I'm all in. Where is the paper? Give me the paper to sign. Give me the document. I'm all in. I'm ready. I got a pen.
Hundreds of them, just like you. They had stepped across the wall.
The night before, Alex Jones came out and he was fire breathing.
The Spirit of God is with us!
The election was stolen and we have proof.
We don't quietly take the election fraud. We don't quietly take the scam. This will be their destruction.
They were ginning up the crowd to a frenzy.
Are we gonna fight like a Flynn tomorrow?
They said something really special is going to happen tomorrow. We can't tell you yet. The morning of January 6th, I went to the Washington Monument where Trump was to be speaking at the Ellipse at 11 a.m. When I got there, there were tens and thousands of people. I saw the Proud Boys arrive and I followed them as they marched to the mall and headed towards the Capitol, and they were chanting Antifa, Antifa. Antifa! Antifa! So I went back to where Trump was speaking and we waited another hour till he came out.
If they don't get this right, you gotta give me two shoulders. You carry a flag on front of the right front.
We are gonna take our country back, okay?
Stop talking, let's start hanging.
I really believe that Trump delayed that speech for an hour while we sat in the cold to give everybody a head start on that insurrection.
We will never give up. We will never concede. And after this, we're gonna walk down, and I'll be there with you.
He wasn't.
We're gonna walk down to the Capitol.
I wandered down to the Capitol. All my friends were there already. And by the time I got there, a lot of people there, and they were starting to go over these barricades. They were cement. They were, they were like built into the thing.
Senators evacuated the building! Now or never! Now or never! Now or never!
There were guys, they were almost like monitors. There were guys with megaphones. They were like corralling them, and they were telling them what to do, and they did everything these guys said.
Bring the line forward! Bring the line forward! Don't worry about that tear gas, it's nothing. It'll go away in a few minutes. We're getting it up here.
I'm convinced it was rehearsing orchestrated from what I saw.
He called the National Guard in here to clear us out. The Defense Department told her no thank you. Move forward, save your country!
As we moved forward, all of a sudden you see a guy with a flag and the crowd goes crazy. They start cheering.
Fight for Trump! 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 Fight for Trump!
Oh, by the way, no cops. I didn't see any cops. I was in Charlottesville, and I was there when the first punches were pulled. There's no cops anywhere in Charlottesville until they shut the place down. The National Guard came in, and the same thing happened here.
January 6th is the new 1776!
People are coming back out, and they're coughing, and you can see tear gas everywhere.
I don't support looting. I don't support violence. I support a peaceful protest to put them on notice that we, the people, demand justice.
They were sending them into this thing, and they were just doing whatever these guys told them to do.
Somebody asked me what's the next step. Secession! I did not bring my bulletproof vest because I did not know any of this was going to happen. This is a start.
I didn't know that they had breached and they had gone inside, so I thought they meant inside by where the place where I was. past year or so, the Back the Blue has been really big, right? They love the cops love them. All of a sudden, the Capitol cops just show up and they have their clubs and they literally push the people back. These guys have got the MAGA flags and stuff, and they don't understand what's happening. All of a sudden, they're being tear gassed and beaten.
See what they're willing to do to you! See what they're willing to do to you! This is our police! Beat me over the head! Spray me with mace!
Traitors! Traitors! Traitors!
There's a standoff on one of the side areas of the Capitol. A veteran goes up to them and he takes off his backpack and he takes off his card that identifies that he was a sergeant, whatever. And he said, "What about your oath? What about your oath?"
You should be in jail! Come on, guys!
You know, in New York, when an altercation starts, immediately the cops come and they start making arrests. They just break it up immediately. But nothing. It's a very dangerous time because there's a lot of incredibly angry people. And I used to be able to talk to them. It worked for a while, but it doesn't work anymore. Because now they hate the media. They hate Fox. They hate Fox. Congress people actually acknowledged the photographers. They were so grateful for them documenting what was going on. Because the horror of it, I didn't know until I got back to my hotel room that night. I had no idea what was going on.
We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump! USA! 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 Come on, guys! This is the new Benedict Arnold. He will go down in history as the biggest traitor.
They were so pumped. That was what was scary the other day. They were like animals. They were revved up, you know, and then, you know, what do you do with that? I think they don't bother me because, like, I'm an old lady and by myself. I look kind of unthreatening. They don't know how dangerous I really am.
And these motherfuckers are traitors! They're f***ing traitors!
Yeah, they never say sucks.